And all of a sudden it was real. We had this deep, ancient conversation. Suddenly she was looking in the real direction of what life is all about. And we had this marvelous connection. Rumi does that. That's what he's here for. And we'll get to him in a while, but this presentation, I think, is also about the stuff of the world in a very real way. Now, the planet Earth has always had problems, and the people on it. But even the big ones, I don't think are anything like what's facing us now, because we have global problems, and they are stupendous. At least where they could go is stupendous. Global warming, whether it's caused by man or not, the scientists tell us it could be huge. The sea level could go up 6 feet, and so on. Another existential problem, my friend Jonathan Kranoff has devoted his life. There are enough nuclear weapons now that if there were started to be thrown around, it could end all life on Earth. So now this problem I'm going to address is not on that level, but it's pretty huge. This one, I don't know if you can read it. These are just some headlines I picked after the digital news. There is something starting in this country and the rest of the world of some kind of global division. Are Muslims evil? And what happens if they are? And this is a big deal. This could get really, really ugly for everybody. Now, but back to who I am and whatever authority I might have, which I've already been presented. These are some of the books that I've done. And I would like to say I'm called an artist or a writer, author, illustrator, but I like the word illuminator better because I've always been drawn to the big league questions. And I love that tradition of the Middle Ages where you had illuminated manuscripts and you had heavy words on one side and then a visual, something on the right brain to help explain something deep. I'm also an artist and have had some success. This is an exhibit I did at the Baltimore Visionary Art Museum, just one city away. But back to the subject here. I think possibly the most important book that I have done is probably this Illuminated Rumi. Rumi is very interesting. He's a Persian from the 14th century, but he has been the best-selling poet in America for a decade or more. And what is particularly important for us right now is that he has always been presented as a kind of just spiritual person, and of no particular edge. And he moves into that well. I mean, he just has this power of speaking directly to real issues of the heart and real issues of reality. But the fact is that he was a religious authority, up and coming imam in the Persian Empire, when he met an enlightened being, a Saint Francis, and got taken over the edge himself. But he always remained a major religious authority. He was not just a New Agey kind of poet. He was someone who was speaking with great power and taken very seriously then and now throughout the Muslim world. So let's listen to the kind of thing that he said. And this is a poem. Something big is coming. It's still secret, but arriving everywhere. The pilgrims and the mystery lovers know. They're gathering now. Shy, heart-shaped, pink-cheeked, wandering in from the garden. See how those who have sipped the milk of generosity are so alive to where it's coming from next. The atmosphere is charged with longing and searching. Then the sound of prayer drifts across the dawn. It's Muslim, Jew, and Christian all mingled. Now, believe it or not, that's profoundly part of the Islamic doctrine. You wouldn't know it, would you? Because there's always a lot of crazies. But Muslims, real Muslims, have always known that they're children of Abraham. And in the same way that Jesus came to straighten out the trip, the Abrahamic trip, had gotten lost. And Jesus came to straighten it out and chase the money changers from the temple. The same thing with the Prophet Muhammad. So we have this problem in America. We have a religious war starting. Something bad, it just tastes really, really bad. And one thing I know so deeply in my heart is that there's this longing, this prayer on so many people. I mean, I'm in an interfaith group, and we talk about this. It's this just, please, let's not have the Muslims be bad. Can't we be on the same team? We have bad people on every side. So, Rumi says, if someone asks what there is to do, light the candle in their hand. Now, he's been getting attention from a lot of sources lately. He was in the New York Times, he was in the New Yorker. But what he had to say, and what he has to say now, and what we'll listen to, is something that was even recognized. This is a Christian. This is a figure from a Christian illumination, and that's Abraham, and in his lap are Christians, Jews, and Muslims. Now, Rumi really, really, really needs to have what he has to say get out there. And I think probably it's perfect that he has always been presented as a kind of neutral figure, because that's how he got into everyone's room now. There's 1 million copies of his books out there. So I think, how can we bring him up to the next level? How can we have someone on Fox News say, well, didn't Rumi say that? Da-da-da-da. And the way that I see it, that I can do, is by putting together what I can do. Art exhibits. Put art exhibits in galleries, in museums, in universities, and in temples, and in churches, and in mosques, in public venues all around the country. And the message that they will carry and affirm is that Jews and Christians and Muslims are all children of Abraham. This was what was written over the door of his, the term is madrasa, we might know the word ashram better. This was written over the door. It said, "Come, come, whoever you are. Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, come." This is not a caravan of despair. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you've broken your vow 1,000 times. Still come, and yet again come. I'm going to go through a few of his poems and illuminations that I've done for them, and you get a sense of what's coming through this man and his sensibility and his value. If every way is closed before you, the secret one will show a secret path no other eyes have seen. Be truthful now. See yourself as you plainly are. You've got a hidden wound, and this is no time for posing. When inward tenderness finds the secret hurt, the pain itself will crack the rock and let the soul emerge. If someone asks, "What kind of love is this?" say, "Let go of your tiller and see." Those who haven't abandoned their free will never know. Dive into this love, and the world parts before you. This love and you are circling outside of time. Everything else is borrowed and crumbling. What is born in the spring fades in the fall. Don't pine for a beautiful corpse. This love is the rose that blooms forever. This love is what holds everything together, and it's the everything too. Love so vast, love the sky cannot contain. How does all this fit inside my heart? If you can't wrap this love around you like a cloak at midnight, don't put on something else. Go back to bed. Let this love run spinning through your brain. It's what holds everything together, and it's the everything too. And this is a Muslim speaking. If you are a tailor, stay away from the forge or learn from a smithy who's mastered his craft. And smithy, steer clear of the sea, or sit by the mast and keep a tight grip. But if you long to glide down the rivers of Eden and linger a while in the garden of lovers, then get to know Jesus and become his true friend, or lower your aim. Muslims don't even know this now. He is the teacher for a lot of people right now. When Moses approached the burning bush, it spoke, saying, "Come. I am the healing waters." It said, "Put off your shoes, for you stand on sacred ground. And do not fear, I am cooling, soft and sweet. Today I spread a seat of honor, and the seat is yours. High in heaven is a pearl, and the pearl is you. Deep in the earth is a ruby, and again it is you. And wherever you stand, be the soul of that place. And I have a little big postcard outside of this picture, which anybody can take away for free. It's my gift to ICV folks. The prophets, the messengers, the chosen ones, one single soul. How they shine, this grand procession, this priceless gift, this shining chain of gold. Deny one, deny the rest. Look, each a splash of bright sunlight. One sun seen through different windows. Each a splash of bright sunlight. One sun seen through different windows. We make the mistake of mixing a spiritual teaching with a culture. And cultures have problems. I think the Muslim culture has problems with women. But here's what Rumi says. A woman is a mystery that can guide a wise and open man. There's another kind of male who keeps a caged animal inside himself. He's got to dominate. No tenderness or blessing there. But it's tender kindness that makes us human. Anger and hot desire is something else. Perhaps she really is a light from God, and not that soft and rounded form you see. The beauty you craved in things was always my glimmer, seen through a veil. I love the way Rumi this is the voice of God. He's suddenly speaking God. The beauty you craved in things was always my glimmer, seen through a veil. Turn around, and see where beauty comes from. There's a door of great mystery, single and unchanging, but many doorkeepers. One by one they come and serve. Here's an old doorkeeper's secret. What one does is the deed of all. King David can raise up a temple with Solomon's hands. All the doorkeepers, just so many curtains over one great lion's soul. Another kind of soul animates our bodies. It roams the world of separations, a land where the big wolf eats and the rest go hungry, where a weak wolf dies and the pack rejoices. One lion, many wolves. This is Rumi talking to God. talking to Allah. This is how I would die into the love I have for you, as pieces of cloud dissolve in sunlight. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase, each other, don't make any sense. If an oak could stretch out a foot, would it wait around for the axe? If the sun didn't roam all night, how would the world turn rosy at dawn? And if the sea did not rise so eagerly into the clouds, how could this green globe be revived by rain? Didn't Joseph have to know the length of the road before coming to happiness and kingdom and victory? Didn't the prophet have to walk a long thorny path before he found safety in the love of 100 lands? And you, when will you begin that long journey into yourself? You are the fountain. You are the fountain of the sun. I am the shadow of a willow. You fall upon my forehead, I melt. You slip into my heart, and it spills open. You surround me with sweetness. I make it my home. Rumi's poetry was very complex and rhymed and rhythmed in very exquisite manners, which we haven't done in these others, but I decided to do this poem in rhyme. In fact, we could even sing it. But may we open, may we flower, and walk this world with hearts on fire, diving deeper, rising higher. May we find our true desire. Hearing now the angel choir, walk this world with hearts on fire. All religions, all this singing, one song. The differences are just illusion and vanity. The sun's light looks a little different on this wall than it does on that wall, and a lot different on this other one. But it's still one light. We have borrowed these clothes, these time and place personalities from a light. And when we praise, we're pouring them back in. And I think that's worth repeating again and again. All these religions, all this singing is one song. The differences are just illusion and vanity. this proposal, what I would like $200,000 to do is to make as many exhibits as possible of Rumi with this message. Put them in galleries, in universities, churches, mosques, temples, traveling exhibits, installations, public spaces, wherever we can afford. I have connected with a very high-level art agent. I've connected with multi-faith groups. The means is there. Now it's just a question of doing it. And I don't just want to make exhibits. I want to make sacred spaces so people can really feel. They can really feel what's going on here. And the poems will always have the art will always have the poems with them, so you see the art. The two are together, the left brain and the right brain. And let the outreach and the illumination only be limited by our imagination. This can go as far as it can go. It can go, this is a message. I don't know if you agree with me. I feel it is so vital right now for our people, our culture, to get this, to get at the heart, at the center of things. We're all one team. We got crazies. We got crazies on both sides. I'll tell you a crazy story. At some time in the Middle Ages, the Christians said, my God, the Muslims are occupying Jerusalem, where Jesus was. We've got to get it back from them. So all the good Christians got together, and they got weapons, and they got soldiers, and they got ships, and they piled into a bunch of ships, and they set out across the Mediterranean. As they came closer and closer to what was it is now Turkey, they saw a little seaside village, and he said, well, let's test out our goods, see if we got our act together. So they sailed into the village, hopped out of the ships, and wiped out the village. People are running around, Allahu Akbar, Allah save me. Only later was it discovered it was a Christian village. They all spoke Turkish or whatever they spoke, and they called God Allah. It was a Christian village. So there's no shortage of craziness on all sides. This proposal has a motto. Struck from Rumi. Isn't that great? And this is the conclusion. This is Rumi again. We are an ark in the swift flood of time now. We are companions, a fellowship, who throws in with us, sails into light.